Hello, and welcome to this LinkedIn Live session with Inspiring Workplaces Awards. I'm Matt Manners, CEO and founder. Having done hundreds of online events over the years, including numerous 24-hour events, this should be commonplace for us. But as it's our first LinkedIn Live, there are a few butterflies. So welcome. Excuse us if there are a few blips and blobs, but the most important stat right there is the deadline date, February the 25th, next month, for the Inspiring Workplace Awards. This session is a quick session, so I'm going to try and cover quite a lot of ground about the awards and then get to a Q&A session where you can fire any questions you like at me about the awards, not about anything else. So moving along, and there we go. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to our sponsors. Without our sponsors every year for the past 12 years, these awards just would not be possible. And special mention to Engagedly, who are our headline partner in North America, Prezi and CU Health in Australia and New Zealand, and Prezi in the UK. So thank you to everybody, but especially those three awesome sponsors. I just hit the keyboard again instead of the mouse. So as I said, I'm Matthew Manners, the founder and CEO of the Inspiring Workplaces Awards. And the Inspiring Workplaces Awards has gone on to become the #1 awards in the world, recognizing people-first organizations, allowing you to share your story and be recognized for your culture. What started in the UK, and we'll get to the origin story shortly, what started in the UK now exists in every region except Antarctica. So we're not letting the penguins tell their stories, but everywhere, everybody else has the opportunity to be recognized for their people first culture. So as it's LinkedIn Live and there's a bit of engagement, it'd be great to know where in the world you're joining us from today. If you wanted to share and put it in comments and the team can post it, that would be absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to move on because time is probably a little bit against us, but please do share where you're from. And if I see them pop up, I will give note to them. Before we get to where we come from, it's important to note that we have winners. We've recognized thousands of organizations over the past 10 or so years from all over the world, from your household name brands, big and small, to startups, to non-profits, to government entities. The most important common denominator here is actually your people first culture, the story you tell. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Google or a big top brand known to the world, or starting out on your journey at 2 or 3 years young. It's all about how you treat your people and how the judges receive your stories. So we welcome everybody and have done for a long time. So quickly, a bit about us. Back in 2014, when I suddenly became unashamedly in love with Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. What an amazing song that was, and a great tune that allows you to just forget about all the rubbish in the world. And before all this happened, I ran an agency around employee listening and specifically employee net promoter, and had been doing so for a number of years, and was going into boardrooms and speaking to leaders and saying it's really important to put your people first. And they said, look, we know what our people think. First worrying statement. And then we asked them some questions every 2 or 3 years, which was the second worrying statement for me. So rather than arguing with stupid, as they say, I thought about going and setting up an awards program that shone the spotlight on incredible people doing incredible things for their people and their organization. My belief then, strong belief then, was if you put your employees first and you focus on that experience, it drives a much greater customer experience. and therefore the business does better and everybody wins. That belief has only got stronger over the past 12 or 13 years. So the awards were created, called the Employee Engagement Awards, to shine a spotlight on you, the incredible people doing tireless work day in, day out, and then by extension, the organizations you're doing that for. The awards themselves let you tell your story in your own words. Many other recognition platforms are done through a survey when it's the entire workplace. We're different. We let you tell your story in your own words and then submit it to a panel of expert independent judges. And we're going to get to some of their advice later on in this session. Over the past 12 years, we're glad to say that Taylor Swift is still going strong, as is Inspiring Workplaces, trying to drive positivity and purpose and change throughout the world. So why enter? Why enter these awards? At the heart of it, I think it's to celebrate each other. Your team, you work every single day. Your work is never done. It's a journey. You're always constantly evolving, faced with different challenges. We're seemingly now in a world of constant change. So it's great to pause and celebrate with your team for the great work that you've done and to be recognized for it, both internally by your management and externally by the world who want to know more about you. And also, walking around with one of these and going up on stage and collecting one of these, I don't think there's a feeling like it. So the recognition that comes with that. So benefits of being an inspiring workplace. Obviously, we've talked about the recognition. You get the badges. There are no exorbitant fees that come with this. We know other awards that charge you thousands to use the fee, to use the logos once you've won. That doesn't happen in these awards. It's yours. You deserve it. We don't rip you off. To attract better talent, to get the best people to come work for you. Now more than ever, it's intrinsic values rather than the extrinsic stuff that matter to people. If they're going to work hard, they want to work for a company they believe in and feel like they belong to, and that's a people first culture. Show your leadership vision is working. So internally, celebrate your people and their impact. You know, it's great to take that pause and say thank you and well done. It's what we're doing is working. It's having an impact. Worldwide acclaim, but also local acclaim. So we'll promote you both in your region and outside around the world. You now get your own permanent promotional web page, so your own branded page for your company, organization. If you enter multiple regions, there'll be multiple badges on that site. We allow you to tell your culture story to build your reputation, both you as individuals, but you as also as an organization. And we have an extensive reach around the world through our own database, our social channels, old and new media. As I said, lots to cover, so I'm going to keep going. But how to enter, for those that aren't sure or haven't come across us before, it's very straightforward. You tell your story. You write your own submission. It's one simple entry form that covers 6 key areas, from culture to employee experience to leadership to inclusion and belonging to well-being. And you submit it by February the 25th online on February 25th, 2026 online, and we will do the rest. We pass all entries confidentially to our judges who have a score card. It's the same entry for every region around the world. You answer the same questions and you're scored the same. So wherever you are in the world, it's the same entry form, simple to complete. From a navigational point of view, once you're off this call, please go to our website, go to the Inspiring Workplaces Awards homepage and choose your region. Once you do that, you'll get into your regional page. As you can see here, North America. We have tried to give you every bit of information you could possibly want on this webpage. Different sections, some key dates, judges, entry pack, celebration, awards nights, whatever you can think of, we hope it's there. If it's not, the team and myself are always here for you, so please do reach out. What we'd recommend is you download the entry pack. That's a good first port of call. It's free to do, free and quick to do. It gets sent to your inbox. It's about a 30-page PDF document that takes you through everything you can possibly want to know. Once you've done that, maybe go on to the click enter now. That will take you to an online form where you can register your details and create a draft entry. This will show you all the fields you'll need to complete at the time you want to submit. You can start drafting within the form itself. You can take it offline and draft in Word and review it internally through that document. And when you're ready to come back and submit, just copy and paste it in. At that point, when you're ready to go, click submit and pay by card, and it's all done. We would ask you to submit it by February the 25th, 2026. There might be a slight extension, but for the good of our health at this end, it'd be lovely to see them come in on time. Ways to win. So you've gone through the process, you've submitted the entry. You'll wait till about March to find out if you've been shortlisted. So it's about a month or so, and then we will let you know whether you've been shortlisted, which is the intermediate step on the way to hopefully being announced as a winner. If you're shortlisted, you get badges that you can promote as you've already on the way to potentially becoming an inspiring workplace and something to celebrate on its own. What we want you to get is the overall winner badge. And if you do get one of them, you'll also get one of these. So one of those trophies, which is all comes included with the fee. We do ranking lists in each region. So you'll become a top inspiring workplace in Australasia or the UK or North America. And we will rank you by your score. So you can compete with yourselves year on year. When you enter on that one single entry form, there is a drop-down question, and it will ask you how big your organization is. Is it 0 to 50 people, a small organization, 50 to 499 people, a medium organization, and so on. By doing that, you are automatically, and no extra cost, entered into being put forward into winning by size of organization. So that one entry, if you win, if you get in the top 5 in your company size, you could also win recognition for the size of your organization. That also comes with more badges, more logos, more recognition. And if you're the number 1 in your sector, you'll also get a trophy. So multiple ways to be recognized. On top of that, the most important thing we want to stress is that nobody's perfect. There is no perfect organization. You're constantly trying to evolve your strategy and improve the experience for your employees. So there are always going to be strong areas of the entry and not so strong areas. If you would like to put the strongest area forward, you can do so. This comes with a little extra cost. I think it's £50 or $75. Once you're submitting your form, say culture and purpose. That is the strongest part of what you do. You're really proud of it, and you think that might have a chance to get extra special recognition. There is a tick box on that form. By ticking that box, it will add the £50 or $75, and you don't need to do anything else. That will be given to the judge to be looked at for extra special recognition. And that obviously covers all 6 areas, from culture and purpose to leadership, to well-being, to inclusion, to voice and experience. So one entry, already multiple ways to win by telling a really strong story. As I alluded to a minute ago, the entry form is the same for every organization around the world. So we collate the scores from all around the world and put the top 100 and publish them and create a global top 100 inspiring workplaces list. And that is published at the end of August. Again, this is at no extra cost. So if you score highly in your region, there is a very strong chance that you will then make the global list as well. So one entry form, you might be a winner in the UK, you might be a winner in a small organization sector, you might have put yourself forward for culture and purpose, and then your score's so high you also are listed 25th in the global top 100 list. So multiple ways through one single point of entry. And we just love to try and promote you as much as we can. Our purpose is to shine a spotlight on you. After all that as well, whilst we're going through the process of announcing you as a winner, if you do so well, On May the 21st, we have our gala dinner in London as an opportunity for you to go out and enjoy yourself. On June the 5th, we have our first ever joint Asia and Australasia or Asia Pacific Awards in Sydney. And that will be our biggest event ever in that region. Let me just quickly get rid of this frog in my throat. Excuse me. So May the 21st, June the 5th, and then June the 10th, we will be landing in Dubai, where we'll be doing our first Middle East and Africa in-person event. It's been online until now. And that will be an exclusive lunch, which we have more information on the website for. And on June the 16th, we'll be in Chicago for one last time. I think in 2027, it will probably be either Denver or Nashville. So we'll keep you posted. But we're in Chicago for an amazing cocktail celebration for our award winners in North America. Some of the ways we promote you after you've been successful is obviously you get all your badges. We promote that through our extensive network, old and new media. You get a dedicated profile page. You have the opportunity to speak at our People First Summit, which is the 24-hour non-stop event. We have a new podcast coming that's exclusively for winners to share the essence of what they do in 10 minutes. And we've got more coming on that soon. And the people that win this year will be the first people to be invited for that. And you get the iconic trophy that I've been parading around, and you can see behind me as well. It's just a number of ways we try and promote you. So I know we've got a Q&A section, but we also asked our judges recently for the first time to share their advice to you and what they're looking for. And we've got over 37 pieces of individual advice from different judges from all over the world. We've just published that on our content section of our website. But what we thought we'd do is we'd distill that down into 6 key themes that have come out of those 37 bits of advice. So you can read both. And what they're telling us, and this comes down to probably like 3 core areas, these 6, but impact beats intention. So values, initiatives, and good ideas only matter if they've changed something. Show clear outcomes, behaviors, decisions, experience, or results, not just what you hope to achieve. Prove it with evidence. There's a big outcome section, but throughout, anchor your claim in proof, use data, trends over time, before and after comparisons, employee feedback, measurable results, whatever you can do to bring the story to life with evidence. Stories shine brightest when paired with receipts. Start with the why, old Simon Sinek. Clearly explain the problem you were solving and why it mattered. Judges want context. What wasn't working? What was at risk? And why action was necessary. Bring them on the journey. Where have you started and where are you going to? What have you done? Show your culture in action. Bring your workplace to life through real examples, everyday leadership behaviors, authentic employee experiences. Close the feedback loop. Demonstrate how listening led to impact and action. You said we did. Here's what's changed. Be honest, focused, and distinct. Again, the word authenticity there outperforms polish. Acknowledge the challenges. Be selective about what you include, and show how it reflects your purpose and context, not generic best practice. So I think for me, I've always said, from my perspective, you want to be a great storyteller. So take the judges on a journey. You know, where did you start? What does it look like now? What have you gone through to get there? And where are you going next? And throughout that piece, bring it to life with people experiences, with data points. And if you have additional proof, then you can attach that to the entry too. So tell your best story with some evidence and bring it to life. That's what the judges are looking for. And it's been reinforced by the 37 individual bits of advice they've given on that blog. So that's live now. Please go find that and give that a read. One quick final reassurance before we get to the Q&A is that judges and us aren't looking for perfect organizations. Guess what? They don't exist. We're looking for honesty, progress, and impact. If you're doing meaningful work and learning as you go, don't talk yourself out of entering. That happens more in my part of the world. In the UK, we're a bit more, not yet, not this year. But You might be surprised just how powerful your story is. In fact, one of our past #1 ranked inspiring workplaces almost didn't enter at all, believing it might be better to wait till next year. And that is what they said to me when they walked off the stage with a trophy in their hand, that they almost didn't enter. So you never know what's possible until you put your work forward. So if you've got that thing in the back of your mind, we might be better next year. Well, you might be better next year, but you might already be a winner this year. So please do not take yourself out of it. So I think we've got some comments and maybe some questions. We're now at the Q&A part of the section of the talk. If I don't get to them, please email me at matt@inspiringworkplaces.com. We've also got, I think, the team's email addresses. We've got an FAQ section to see if we haven't covered it here. But we're always here to help. But let's get stuck into it. So let's see if they start coming up with some questions for me to answer, and hopefully I'll do a good job to answer them for you. Could you please confirm if the fees are listed in US dollars? They are if in North America, and in other regions they are in USD. In Australasia, they will be presented as Australian dollars. Asia will be USD. Middle East and Africa will be USD. UK will be GBP, and Europe will be in euros. If there are fewer than 5 attendees expected, I've got something in the way of. Sorry, I've got the slide count in the way of my question, so I can't read it. If you put that back up, Amy. Okay, yeah. So you absolutely can. It's absolutely possible to purchase individual tickets. I shouldn't say this, but you don't need to attend if you win. But we obviously recommend that you do attend, because you should celebrate. You should celebrate the victory with your team. But anything is possible with regards to attendance, and your winning is not contingent on anything either. If you submit, you do well, you've won. So, but we'd love to see you there and en masse. How many submissions do you usually receive per region? That's a really good question. We receive in total hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of entries from around the world. Each region has a slightly different total because A, the size of the region, and B, the age of the region. So we've been operating in North America and the UK for 10 to 12 years, Middle East and Africa, Asia, and Latin America for 3 or 4 years now. So we receive hundreds and hundreds from around the world, and then we distill that down to a short list and then a top rank list for you. So if you are shortlisted and then go on to win, you have beaten out lots and lots of different organizations. So well done. What's your favorite Taylor Swift album? Oh no, 19. I think it's 19. Oh God, it's the one with Shake It Off. I'm afraid. Give you some context. We set up the North American business by me living in my Irish uncle's basement in Boston in 2015 in what they called Snowmageddon, in 115 inches of snow. And I had to go walking through that every day, and Taylor Swift just kept my spirits up. So thank you, Taylor, for that. The activities and measurable outcomes of the entry, do they need to have happened in a specific time frame? Yes, they do. That is in the frequently asked questions and in the entry pack terms and conditions. They aren't as narrow as the question, February 25 to 26. I think we go back about 4 years up until February 2026 to allow yourself to really show the scope of the journey you've been on. So you can go back a fair way. These are great questions, by the way. What time zone is deadline? Another brilliant question. Midnight, your time. So it would be very complicated if we set it in Sydney or San Francisco. So wherever you are in the world, it's midnight or 11:59 p.m. 25th of February 2026 is your deadline. Great to have these questions. I wonder if so. I think that's all the questions we've got so far, which is great. So I think we can probably wrap it up, unless we'll give it another 60 seconds to see if any more come in from anybody else. Be interested to know what countries people are joining us from today. Probably a bit more friendly to the east coast of America, UK, and Europe, and the Middle East. Not our friends down in Australia. But as I said, if we haven't covered anything, there's my email address. You have the team's email addresses as well. We have our FAQ section. You probably can reach us on LinkedIn. Whatever questions you might have, any help you might need, any guidance, we're here to help. And we just love to see the great work people are doing, and by extension, the impact you're having on your people at work and outside of work. It impacts millions of people around the world. So it's just an honor to be part of it with you. I think there might be one question before I sign off. If you're shortlisted and win, but you're not entering the ceremony, can you receive the award? Yes, you may. As I said, we'd love to see you there, because if you're shortlisted, it should be a time for you to celebrate. But attending has no impact on you winning. So once you've submitted, it goes to the judges. The judges score you. That score's locked in. So if you've won, you've won. But we hope to see you at the ceremony nonetheless. All we want to do is recognize great people and great cultures. So keep it as simple as that. So on behalf of myself and my team and at Inspiring Workplaces, we hope to see you enter. It's a privilege to see the work that you do. We love seeing it from all over the world en masse. And you have a month today until you need to enter. If you need extensions, let us know. But for now, good luck, and hopefully see you at some of the events around the world in the next 6 months or so. Take care. Bye-bye.